Hi there, welcome to Joshi'ing Around, a podcast in which I will show one friend of mine who knows nothing about Joshi Pro Wrestling one Joshi match, and we will talk about their thoughts and their feelings, their first impressions and their reactions. Then I will try and explain the history of the match to them and what makes it so special to me personally. My name is Tim Hunter and welcome to the show. Welcome to the second episode of Joshi'ing Around. I'm here with Ariel. Hi, Ariel.
Hi.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So I don't post anything really. I mostly just lurk online and watch wrestling. But I've been watching since 2020, but mostly American wrestling and then a little bit of New Japan here and there. But I am very excited to get to know more Joshis.
Right, sounds awesome. The match today is going to be another Natsupoi match, actually. We had a Natsupoi match in the first episode as well. I saw this one live, actually, in Japan. I was in front row. I was very excited about this. It's one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite match of last year.
It was a good one.
It is Natsupoi versus Starlight Kid, December 29 in Ryogoku. I wanted to ask you first, I think you saw the video package they did, right?
Yes.
Like just after the video packages and for the entrances, even before the bell rung, I wanted to ask you about your first impressions, about the wrestlers, about the presentation, about their gear, and what did you think overall before the match even started?
I have thoughts about the gear. So the video package, I don't think it gave me as much context as like intended, because I can spot Starlight Kid. It's pretty easy to spot a masked wrestler. But I don't know Natsupoi very well, so I wasn't able to see when she was in the package because I didn't know if it was her or a different Joshi that I don't know. So there was clips where Starlight Kid, it looked like she was winning tag belts. Was that with Natsupoi or was that with somebody else?
That was with somebody else.
Okay. And then also there was a clip of her getting her mask ripped off. Was that Natsupoi or somebody else?
That was also somebody else.
Okay.
That was Julia, actually. She went
to
okay.
Right. All right, cool. So that's fine. Now I have that context. So the like press conference thing where they were confronting each other at a table, then I guess I'm assuming not much backstory between them then?
There is.
There is, okay.
So these two are not like really hated rivals. Like it's not, Julia was kind of the hated rival for Starlight Kid. You saw that in the video package.
Mm-hmm.
So they were more like competitors, like competitive rivalry. They weren't like the best friends or anything.
Mm-hmm.
At least not at the start. They were both competitors in the high-speed division.
Okay.
This is kind of like, you know how companies in the US or like everywhere have like their junior division, they're like lightweight wrestlers, like the smaller ones who are like more athletic and do like more impressive stuff and faster wrestling.
Yeah, Azumi. I know that one.
Right, Azumi. Yeah, that's kind of the equivalent in Stardom. It was like those three were like the main high-speed wrestlers in Stardom. It was Azumi, Starlight Kid, and Natsupoi.
Okay, that makes sense based off of this match.
And that's kind of where they lived in this high-speed division for years. They often had like the most impressive matches on the card, but couldn't really ever ascend like into a higher tier. It's kind of similar. The problem is kind of similar to like what US companies do. WCW had the Cruiserweight division, or like TNA had the X division. It's kind of like that. These flashy wrestlers were like purged into that and never really have a chance to ascend to like the main event scene of the company.
Okay.
So they were like competing in their over and over in like the undercard. But then when the booker left or was fired in 2024, a new booker arrived, and then finally, like, it looked like these high-speed wrestlers like Azumi, Starlight Kid, Natsupoi finally got the chance to like ascend, and this was like the culmination of that little ascension up the card into the semi-main event.
That's very cool.
Starlight Kid had like white belt matches before, but they were mostly like just the defense of the month without any real possibility of her winning.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Right. So in 2021, like, Starlight Kid was always like the babyface little girl of the promotion with the mask. And she was basically forced to turn heel in 2021 when she had to join the heel stable. And she did very well, actually, like, being a heel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was very mean in this match. It was very fun.
She's got that down, I think. But she actually, like, she was in that heel faction for the next 3 years. Until this year, she was, like, kicked out. She was brutally beat down by them and had to leave the stable, the heel stable, because they blamed her for some loss. Doesn't really matter.
Oh no.
And
such drama.
Yeah. And then she was like, she was at the bottom, right? She was kicked out of her stable, didn't know what to do, didn't have like any friends left. And that's when like Natsupoi came in actually and tried to help her. She picked her up basically from the floor and wanted her to be in her own stable, like in Natsupoi's part of the Cosmic Angels at that point. Mm-hmm. And she wanted Starlight Kid to join Cosmic Angels really badly. She wanted to be her friend really badly. But that didn't actually like shake out that way. So Queen's Quest was another big stable in Stardom, and they were forced to dissolve because they lost the match.
Okay.
At around the same time. And so there were a whole bunch of people who were like factionless. Usually the entirety of Stardom is made up of factions. Everyone is in one faction or another.
I love that about Stardom. Like, anything I've learned about it, most of it I've lost because I don't watch Stardom, so I don't have any like solid hooks in my brain for it. But I love how faction oriented it is. It's very, very fun.
So Starlight Kid decided to not join Natsupoi stable and instead like found her own stable together with like Azumi. Azumi and Starlight Kid have always been like one of the top rivalries in Stardom, but like actually they were good friends in real life.
Oh, I love that.
They decided to get this stable together started, like drop their rivalry and just be friends and stablemates instead. So they founded Neo Genesis together. Is the name of the new stable. It's like everyone in the stable is the same age, basically. They're all born around
is that
2001, 2002.
Okay, that's the Gen Z stable?
That's the Gen Z stable,
okay.
Exactly. Those are the Zoomers. They're called Neo Genesis, and it was founded by Starlight Kid, basically. So Natsupoi was, of course, sad about that because she wanted her in her stable and wanted to be her friend. But that's kind of like where this story emanated from.
Okay.
Starlight Kid shooting Natsupoi down and Natsupoi being sad about that. But Natsupoi at the same time winning the white belt, ascending to that main event level, basically. And Starlight Kid then challenged her for that.
Okay, yeah, that's good context.
And like through the video package, you could see them like hamming it up a little bit in the press conference and going at each other's throats. That's where they landed actually, but that's like the most heated it's ever been between them two. Usually they used to be very like just competitive, friendly rivals, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, I like the part where they both like grabbed each other's like neckline and yanked each other towards each other. Very very intense. Back
to the question, maybe. You said you had some thoughts on like their gear and the entrances. Do you want to get into that?
Yes. So I think I noticed that they were both in white and like silver accents, but a lot of like really light colors. And I know white is symbolic in Japan for death, but I don't know the culture very well, so I'm gonna just keep that out of mind because I don't know the cultural significance enough to draw on that. But I will say, when Natsupoi came out, she looked so ethereal. She was gorgeous. She looked like an ethereal goddess with the like headpiece that draped over her face, and it was so cool. And I loved her little baton twirling. I love all the Joshi entrances that I've seen because they make such a show of it, and it's so fun. And then
awesome. So,
Starlight Kid, I love a masked wrestler. I loved her little dance when she came out. I think it's fun when masked wrestlers have a mask over their mask. It's just extra little silliness to me, but I enjoy it. And then she like gave her mask a little kiss.
yeah, it's really funny. It's kind of cute though.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Natsupoi is like the high-speed fairy is like her nickname, and like everything she does, every move, it's all like named after fairy stuff.
She's definitely getting that across.
And I didn't think about the cultural significance of the white gear either, honestly. I don't believe.
It might be nothing. It's just like one of the facts I know about Japanese culture, but it might be nothing. The other thing that I was like, that I thought of that I immediately like was like, okay, that's not necessarily anything to do with this, is I know in American wrestling, if a wrestler is wearing all white gear, you know there's a good chance it's going to be a bloody match. But I was like, that's something else.
That's probably something else, yeah. It happened, it's happened in Joshi too. Like, basically, it was the match before this, I think. No, I think 2 matches before, and the same show was a real bloodbath. And they were wearing white too, so it's not like no chance of that happening, but this wasn't the match for it. Definitely not. Basically, Natsupoi has always been in white.
That makes sense.
As far as I can think back, maybe she had like yellow or pink accents sometimes. But like her main gear, I think, was always like silver and white. That's just her thing. And I think like that's my interpretation is for Starlight Kid that she had to be a heel for the last like 3-4 years. And she always had to wear like black and purple gear. Like really dark stuff. Mm-hmm. And I feel like she just wants to live out the happy baby face, like white gear all the time thing now.
So this was her normal gear then?
Kinda. I think, I'm not sure actually.
Or like
I think
the vibe?
She wore it for the first time here, but she's been wearing it since. Starlight Kid usually has like a lot of variation in her gear. She like wears a ton of different masks. She has like, for every special match, she has a new mask. So she varies her stuff a lot. It was just while she was a heel, her main gear, like her body gear was always the black and purple one. Mm-hmm. And she would just switch out the masks on top. But since she was kicked out of the unit, she was wearing a lot more like happy colors. Yeah, I don't think it has to do with death necessarily, more like with the opposite. Because it's not really, neither of them is really a heel in this match, right? It's basically a babyface versus babyface match. Mm-hmm. Although during the match you could tell that like it was more Starlight Kid who took over the role of a heel. I think.
Absolutely.
She was kind of, yeah.
I took a note that while Starlight Kid just is taking every opportunity to literally step on Natsupoi that she can.
Going into the match a bit more, just overall, did you like it? Did you hate it?
I loved it. When I first started watching wrestling, I didn't expect to start liking more technical wrestling. My immediate draw was comedy wrestling and high flyers, so like anything really gymnastic, and that's what this match was. Immediately they were jumping around and flipping and everything, and I loved it. It was so fun.
I think the match it's kind of split in 3 parts for me. Like the beginning was just the high speed style. I think that's what you mean. The high flying, the just jumping around, running around, flipping. That's like the first like third for me. And then it really goes into like more technical stuff, like submission wrestling. I feel like even if you don't really, if that's not really a style, the whole submission thing, I think it really works with those two because like Natsupoi is just such a great seller.
Yeah.
When she's just wailing and screaming. In
Oh
these submission
yeah,
modes, it's
there was the one spot where because Starlight Kid had been attacking her knee the whole match, and she had her in a submission hold where Natsupoi's knee was over her neck, and she like
right.
stood up from the submission hold and like kind of yanked her around and then went back down into the submission hold, and Natsupoi's just screaming her head off the entire time. That was an excellent spot.
I love that spot actually. I watched it so many times. That's like, I think that's one of my favorite spots. Like, I don't even know. Like, that grabbed me so much. Like, just the way she sold it and like the way Natsupoi was spinning her around in that leg
Oh,
hold.
I forgot about the spin.
Right, yeah, the spin. I don't know.
It was good.
That just blew me away. It's one of my favorite spots of all time, I think, actually.
Yeah, it was an interesting submission hold. I don't think I've seen that before. And then it also showed how strong Starlight Kid is to be able to pick Natsupoi up and spin her and not like drop her. I have to let her go at any point. Very good.
The hold it's one that El Desperado does too. He's a New Japan wrestler.
Okay.
And he has like some connection with Starlight Kid.
A masked wrestler special, huh?
Right, basically. He teamed with Starlight Kid a lot before, and he had his own produced show last year where he invited Starlight Kid as well. Like they're really like that little like, I think they call her like little brother, and brother
so
and his
cute.
little sister.
Oh, that's so cute! Right. I love that.
And he calls it the numero dos, the arm trapped leg over the head thing. And I think he just gave it to Starlight Kid. Like she started doing it as well when she started teaming with El Desperado. And I think it really works, like, especially for Joshi, because like, I mean, someone like Natsupoi, she's so flexible that she can like twist in there and it looks so brutal that it's just an excellent submission for that. So the story in the match basically was Starlight Kid worked over Natsupoi's leg, right? And Natsupoi went after Starlight Kid's arm. And I thought they worked it in perfectly, like in the finishing stretch. They were both selling really well. The way they were like, couldn't really do their moves like they wanted to. Like there's this one spot when Natsupoi goes onto the top rope and Starlight Kid was on the outside, right? And she usually does this like huge body press to the outside, and she could like barely lift off of that. I thought that was very well done. It was like, it looked less impressive, the move itself, because she basically just dropped down onto Starlight Kid instead of like flying through the air as she usually does. But I thought it worked really well in the context of the story of the match. Because it really showed how broken down her knee is at that point, that she can barely like even take off from the turnbuckle anymore.
I think that
was
one,
there...
that one I might have noticed it better if I knew Natsupoi better, because I think it was still more impressive than the top rope moves that I normally see. So I still thought it was really cool. I was really impressed with both of them, how they can like contort their bodies in the air. I think Starlight Kid did it. They might have both done it where, you know, they were facing forward, but they managed to like turn their bodies in midair so their head is facing the corner when they land. And I thought that was really impressive as somebody who like can barely jump.
Yeah, they both do that actually. Like they both do like variations of that, I guess. It's more like, Natsupoi does more like a cartwheel type thing where she turns in the air. And Starlight Kid does it more like a frog splash, like a 180.
Yeah, she like pulled her knees
frog
up.
Splash. Yeah, that was awesome.
You can tell these moves are impressive because I remember physically what they did, and my brain is not built for that.
Yeah, no, but I think it's a really, really like memorable match for that, for sure. Any other things that like stood out to you? Like any highlights that you remember?
Oh, so at a couple points, I wanted to make sure. It sounded like the crowd was really behind Starlight Kid. It sounded like they were chanting SLK. Is that right?
Right.
Okay, I love that. Ugh, I love a good chant. I did listen to episode 1 with Emmy, and the match that she watched was during the pandemic. And I've seen a couple of pandemic era, I think, New Japan matches, and it's definitely weird how quiet the arena is. So Emmy must have had a time with that.
Yeah, it
Oh no, I was just gonna say because the crowd was really excited for this match.
they were. Yeah. I thought actually like being there, I felt like they were even louder than it came across like when I watched it after that on back on tape. But I think it still came across pretty well how
It
how into
did.
it they were. Starlight Kid has like her own special chant, like the rhythmic thing, the SLK. So always like this rhythm.
Yeah, I wrote it
that
down
she starts.
S exclamation mark LK exclamation mark.
Right. That's what she does, yeah, and the audience loves it. The audience always loved Starlight Kid, I feel like. Even when she was a heel, right, she was always a audience favorite.
Oh,
And she was always like
absolutely.
the top merch seller too in Stardom in general. She's probably amongst the top 3 most popular there. I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, I know you picked this match for me because I mentioned that I had like heard Starlight Kid's name being mentioned and like seen pictures, but I didn't really know much about her. So you can tell how popular she is because she's broken containment.
Right, yeah. That's cool. I didn't know that. I mean, yeah, you told me you heard of Starlight Kid before, but if that was like completely without looking for it, that's cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like when I'm on Tumblr, some of the people I follow every now and then will post like Stardom stuff, but not a lot. But she's one of the ones that makes it through. And she's also very memorable because are there any other masked Joshis?
There are.
There are, okay.
But not in Stardom necessarily, no.
Okay. Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's common. And then also her mask itself is very memorable because it's like a little tiger. So
Right, yeah.
It's hard to look at her and not just be like, yeah!
Yeah, there's a reason why she's so popular, for sure. I think the mask look is just always special. Totally agree with you there. You talked about, like, you loved how Starlight Kid went into, like, being a total dickhead, kind of, and being the heel in the match. Are you generally, like, rooting for the bad guys more, or did you just love how she did it?
It depends on the character. I do have fun rooting for a good bad guy. So it depends on if I like the bad guy or not. I'm very vibes based, and Starlight Kid, I like the vibes.
For sure, yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed how brutal she was being because I'm looking through my notes, and I also made a note about when she did a dragon screw to Natsupoi Natsupoi was up on the top rope and like flung her back onto the mat. That was insane. That looked so brutal.
Yeah, she went flying, right? That was crazy. Is there anything else about the match that
Yeah, okay. And then there was
stuck with you after it? I mean,
yeah, I also liked I think in that third section that you mentioned, they have a part where they're trading blows, just like standing there taking turns. And it was really fun how Natsupoi was able to knock Starlight Kid back, and Starlight Kid, just like her energy and strength was down, so she was barely moving Natsupoi until she like got mad and then she got strong again. I love that.
Oh yeah, that was perfect. That's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of the third part for me was like just when they started throwing bombs. So it's like the first part is the high speed. The second part was like doing all the submission stuff, like really working on the limbs and really hurting the other person. And then in the third part, they were just like throwing each other on their heads and power bombing each other and like killing each other with forearms. It's just like the bomb throwing.
God, that was
finale,
impressive too. I think the move is a suplex, right? When you like grab somebody by the waist and then like flip back. They do those so quick. I was like, oh my God, I'm so used to like when I see wrestlers do that, I feel like they like kind of brace themselves. They like take a moment to take a breath. And these women just were like, nope, you're gone. Nope, you're gone.
I think you mean the German suplexes?
Yeah, that's the one.
And they grab each other from behind? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They, like, Natsupoi does that crazy. Like, she just flings people over her head. And she doesn't even flip with them sometimes. She just keeps standing and just throws them back. It's so fun.
The note that I wrote, I feel like when I see them in America, they always teeter-totter. And these women are like, what? Like, it's hard?
It's great. They also did that crazy Spanish fly from the top rope when they basically both do a flip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're little springs. They got springs in their limbs.
They do, absolutely. I think Ellie from Tunnel Talk called them little power monkeys once. That's kind of stuck with me because that's a good description, I think, for like Starlight Kid. It was specifically about Starlight Kid at that point. I remember that. When you were going into the match, like just from the entrances, did you have someone you rooted for? I guess it was Starlight Kid, probably, right? Because
no, since I don't know either of them, and Natsupoi really won me over with her entrance gear. She looked so beautiful. Right. I was just watching for the story. I was like, okay, I don't know the story. I don't understand the story completely, but I'm here for it.
Okay, so you didn't even want to pick anyone specifically. You wanted to just get...
A lot of the times I'll like catch myself, even if I think I'm not rooting for anybody, or if I think I'm rooting for somebody, but I'll catch myself actually rooting for somebody else. I didn't do that for this one. I was just like, oh, what's next? Oh, what's next? And I was really excited at the end when Starlight Kid won, but I think I would have been just as excited if Natsupoi had won.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. I was just thinking like of asking if it changed at any point through the match. If you were at first rooting for someone else, but then rooting for the other person because whatever, Starlight Kid was too much of a heel or something. But I guess that's fair. You just...
That definitely wouldn't have... that definitely would not have changed my mind.
Okay, that's cool. Did you watch the post-match?
Yes. Oh, and you know what? I teared up. I definitely teared up because seeing Starlight Kid doing her pose and like also kind of tearing up, I was like, oh no, this is so important to her.
Oh, she was crying for sure, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think, again, I didn't know their backstory, but I could tell that there was like respect between them. This is when I really teared up, was the camera was on Natsupoi at the side of the ring, and then from behind you see Starlight Kid with the microphone. She just yells Natsupoi, and I was like, oh, she sounds like almost a little sad that she had to take the belt from Natsupoi, but also really proud of herself. I have no idea what she said, but yeah, there was respect there.
For sure, yeah. No, but it's true that Natsupoi was like, the white belt was like her little baby. She loved the white belt. It was always her dream to have it and to hold it. And when she finally won it from basically her best friend and tag team partner, and losing that, like she was destroyed. You could really tell too, like by the way Natsupoi grabbed onto the belt after the match, right? Mm-hmm. When the referee wanted to give it to Starlight Kid, and Natsupoi just wanted to hold it one last time.
Yeah.
And hugged it.
Oh,
before she finally gave it to Starlight Kid herself. Then, I mean, she knew she lost. Mm-hmm. She wasn't gonna like run away with the belt or anything. She
saying goodbye.
Starlight Kid too, right? Sorry?
She was saying goodbye to the belt.
She was, exactly. And then she was crying, and Starlight Kid was crying, and the audience was crying. It was really... I said at the start that I was there live, right? And this is actually like a real exception for me, this match, because I loved it when I saw it live, but I didn't really love it as much as everyone else was saying, right? Usually when I see a match live, I like it better than when I watch it taped. And usually I don't even watch many of the matches back that I was there live for. But this one I made like the exception and then checked it out on tape because I wanted to know if I maybe missed something when I was there live. And I thought it was crazy how much more it hit me when I was watching the official version, the taped version. I think they did an excellent job in this match, just like capturing the emotions on camera.
Yeah.
With these like long shots on the submissions. From my angle, from where I was sitting, I couldn't really see Natsupoi that well. Like how much she was selling and how hard she was like crying and how desperate everything was between the two.
And in my experience from seeing live wrestling versus watching it back filmed, I sometimes when wrestlers are like yelling out in the ring, they're projecting enough that you can hear it from where you're sitting, but sometimes it just gets drowned out by like the background noise and just like how big the room is. So if you couldn't hear the screams, that must have been better to be able to hear those.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a big part of it. This match, like when I saw it the first time, I just was blown away, like way more than it was live. It was maybe also a bit because there was the Tam Nakano match was following it, so maybe my mind was already like, I don't know, maybe I was just too distracted in my mind thinking about the next match already, because the next match meant a lot more to me personally, because it was like my favorite wrestler wrestling in the main event.
Yeah.
So that may have also been a factor why it didn't blow me away as much in the moment as it did when I watched it back later. But since then, it's basically become my favorite match of the last year, and I've been watching it over and over. It's like, I said in the last episode, I said about the Tam Nakano Natsupoi match that it was like my comfort food match for a year or so, and this Natsupoi Starlight Kid match has absolutely become my new like comfort food match.
Yeah.
Since then, for the last 3 months or whatever. So
I can see
it's really
why.
hit me good. Yeah, it's just that scene of Natsupoi in the numero dos. That just blows me away. I don't know. I could watch that over and over.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I need to take a good note on this so that way in case I forget about it. And I only forgot about the spin. But I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah, it was so good. Did this make you want to check out more of like Starlight Kid in general or Stardom or any Joshi? Did this make you like convinced that you have to get into this, or do you think you just don't have the time for it? Maybe.
I think, unfortunately, just because the time zones make it so difficult. Like I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna try and keep up with New Japan this year. I was like, I'm kind of interested in New Japan. Let me see if I can keep up with it. That did not last more than like 2 weeks because I have a problem watching things not live. The reason I stuck with American wrestling so much is that I watch it with my friends, so it's like a scheduled appointment where if I don't show up, my friends are gonna be like, "Hey, where'd you go?" So I'm showing up like every Wednesday and most of the time on Saturdays. You know, Saturdays are wishy-washy, but I've seen, since I've started watching, I think only missed 3 Dynamites live, which is insane. I know. It's hyperfixation is real. But no, you know what? Make that 4 because Christmas. I did not watch Christmas live. But I don't know. I have trouble like remembering to go back to watch things if it's not live. So I think to watch more Joshi wrestling, I need to be spoon-fed it a little bit. I need to be sent links. But it's really fun. I really like the style of wrestling. God, these two are so fast and so strong. They're so good.
Right. That's kind of how what got me into it too. It's just like, how are these are these tiny women so fucking strong and so fucking fast and so fucking good. It's kind of, mind blowing. But I totally get what you mean. Like, that's maybe why I got more into Japanese wrestling, because in my time zones, I can watch Japanese better live than I can US wrestling. So I don't think I have really a problem with it though as much, because it's just what I have to live with, like barely being able to watch anything live. So it's just kind of what I got used to, I guess. But if I can watch anything live, it's more Japanese wrestling than anything. It's like 10 a.m. in the morning usually, or 8. So.
Oh, that's like so doable.
Right, yeah. It's different. I can't watch Dynamite at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday night. Right? Gotta work.
Why would you want to?
No. I don't know. Just not possible. Can I ask you, just out of interest, who's generally your favorite though? Like from AEW?
Oh, yeah, okay, so you've got a theme here, because Hangman is my special little guy. I started watching right when he was like starting to fall apart from the Elite, and it's really funny because so Orange Cassidy is another one of my favorites, and he was my gateway into wrestling because my friend sent me it was him versus Kylie Ray, I think at Beyond Wrestling, and it's insane because I remember the specific match. My brain doesn't work like that, except sometimes when it does. But I was like, oh, wrestling can be funny. I didn't know that. I had only seen like glimpses of WWE when my dad was watching it when I was little, so that's what I thought wrestling was. And then I saw Orange Cassidy, I'm like, oh, I need to see more of this guy. And so we started watching AEW, and I'm a very character driven person. Like, I care about characters more than logic or plot or anything. Even when it comes to wrestling, more than like actual wrestling ability. I don't care too much if you're good at wrestling if I like seeing you, or if you wrestle a lot at all. I get so excited anytime Kip Sabian comes on screen. I don't care what he's doing. But back to Hangman, yeah, I got to see that really good story of him just falling deeper and deeper into the pit and ruining his own life, and how can you not love him?
Exactly, yeah. I think there's generally a pattern there, like not just between you and Emmy, but also a lot of people getting into it just through Orange Cassidy. That's like, I think that's very common actually.
Yeah, he's very what's the word?
He's the one
he's very
who
easy to
the most
engage
viral.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to be like, oh, here's a clip of this guy sticking his hands in his pockets and doing a really cool flip.
Right, yeah. It's always fun. I think I actually do remember this Kylie Ray match as well, oddly enough. I think that was one of the first Orange Cassidy matches I saw too.
Yeah, my friend was trying to show me because he said Kylie Ray reminded him of me. And I was just instantly like, no, show me more of this man in the jeans.
Awesome. No, but also, like, I still believe this Hangman story with the Elite is one of the best stories that was ever told in wrestling, honestly. That's also how Hangman became my special guy for sure. Like, just the falling out with the Elite, like what they did on BT too.
Yeah,
it's just like, yeah, it really hit me deep too, like emotionally, because I could like what's it called? I could associate to Hangman so much during that time. It was crazy.
Yeah, I kind of miss pandemic era AEW because, God, they were given so much time, and I think that is also partly BTE. Although I don't think I was watching BTE at that point yet. So they were just like given time to tell this emotionally charged story on AEW television. And I miss that.
I was just mentioning BT because that's just this one episode where like Hangman went into the woods.
Oh, I've seen the clip, like, yeah.
that was like when I really like kind of when I chose Hangman for myself. It was like this PTE episode. I was like, I don't know. I related so much to that. But that kind of explains, I think it's very like Joshi in general, or Stardom specifically, is very much this style of wrestling that people can relate to, who are like really into the characters more so than, I mean, they do have excellent technical wrestling, but the way they tell their stories and the way their characters interact with each other is very much just like that kind of that kind of style of pro wrestling, I guess.
Based off of the like bits of information that I've like gathered from being in wrestling fandom, but not specifically Joshi fandom, that's why I think their focus on factions is so neat, especially like as I learn more of the absolutely insane match stipulations that they have. It like, because I one of the few things that I knew about Starlight Kid from before was that at some point she, like, because of a match, she had to leave her faction and join a new one. That's one of the few things that I had known beforehand, and having things like that just makes it more narrative, maybe. Like, I don't know. It's more, there's more plot instead of just, oh, I hate you, so we're gonna fight. It's, oh no, we lost this match and now our member is leaving and now I'm sad.
Yeah, it was the Starlight Kid story was actually one thing that got me into Stardom a lot. It was in 2021, and she was part of like the Face stable. And she was like the little sister of Mayu Iwatani, basically, in that stable. The little like student of Mayu. And then they had this match versus the evil unit versus the heels, right? As you mentioned, that Starlight Kid lost in the end and had to leave and was basically like kidnapped by the bad guys.
I love that. I love that. It's such an insane thing, but I love something that just asks you to suspend your disbelief like that.
But also, like, Mayu challenged them for a rematch, right?
Ooh, okay.
The next month, actually. She wanted to fight to get Starlight Kid back. So she took them on 1 versus 5, and if she won, she could get Starlight back into her stable. Oh my god. And she actually did it, right? It was like, it was kind of a silly match. It was like over the top rope was a loss too, so a lot of like the heels. I think one heel eliminated herself by disqualification by just attacking Mayu with a chair and stuff like that. So in the end, Mayu managed to beat all 5 of them in a row. And technically won Starlight Kid back. But then it was like an incredibly emotional like post-match scene where Starlight Kid actually was like, maybe I don't really want to go back. I kind of enjoy this new heel life of mine. And Mayu was like heartbroken. She was like crying and it was really tough to watch.
That's the good emotion really, I'm looking for.
For sure, yeah. That was one of the first like full storylines I watched in Stardom. And yeah, I was like hooked immediately from that.
Yeah, that's incredible. Oh man. Oh, just hearing it back too kind of gave me chills.
Sometimes go back and watch that post match. It's really, really crazy. Maybe I can find it and send it to you after.
Please do.
Right. Yeah, in general, it was kind of sad always because like Starlight Kid and Izumi and also Natsupoi, they always had these great matches, right? But they never could. Yeah, like it was, the booker just didn't really take them seriously enough. They had this glass ceiling. There was the high-speed division. They were like the undercard attraction. And Starlight Kid was like the most popular wrestler for a lot of the time in Stardom, but the booker just didn't want to elevate her at all. So there's a lot of blame to give to like Rossi is just the name of the book. I don't know if you.
Oh, I've heard of him. Uh-oh.
Right. that's the
nothing
right
good
to that name. No, nothing good. I'm glad he's gone, honestly. I don't know. I think a lot of people are glad that he's finally gone.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Did you like follow all that drama with him, or do you know anything about that?
I heard a lot of it, I think. But I'm sure there's like more context that I'm missing, but I know he like took a bunch of people from Stardom who like were loyal to him, and that I don't remember the details, but I feel like my memory is saying he was very much linked to the very young wrestlers still doing the like really what's a good word for it? I'll just go for the word I'm thinking. The really pervy photo shoots.
Oh yeah,
I don't like that at all.
No. That's really, and it's always like it's so icky, and
yeah,
like the defenders of that are always like, yeah, but they had parent supervision and stuff like that.
Yeah, because the parents,
like, no, it's not okay, man.
Parents never made a really bad decision for their child because of money.
No,
that's not why the U.S. has that law where child stars have to have a bank account set aside from their parents.
No correlation there, I guess.
Parents always know the right thing.
Of course. never been a bad parent. It's also like since Bushiroad took over, they don't sign anyone under 18 anymore, really.
I like that.
That's a good change for sure, yeah. Because like Starlight Kid started when she was 14, right? I said that in episode 1 too.
Yeah.
That's really young.
It's really young.
I think if kids want to train like in a ring, I don't have anything against that. That's basically just like doing a sport for me.
Yeah.
Like lots of kids start doing like karate or like combat sports from like very young ages. There's nothing inherently pervy about that. Putting them in front of an audience is already like, I don't know. But then doing like photo shoots and stuff, that's like,
yeah.
Can't do that. Have them train and have them learn how to like take bumps or something. I think that's just like an athletic endeavor that any kid can do. I don't care about that. I did way worse stuff for my body at that age. I don't know. I think skateboarding is, for example, is way harder on a body than like just taking a couple of bumps in a wrestling ring. Kids can do that, but I don't really like it when they're put in front of an audience.
Yeah. Like I said, I tend to keep to myself in my little pockets of internet that I find where I like everybody involved, and generally there's nobody who has like bad opinions or creepy intentions. So I'm aware that Joshi fans can be really creepy. I just haven't really seen it myself because I stay away from that. But I don't like it. I don't like people that are like, oh, look at these. I like even in episode 1 when Emmy was saying that she couldn't tell how old, I forget which one doesn't have their age. Tam, I think, doesn't have her age.
Tam, yeah.
She couldn't tell how old she was. It's true, like a lot of the Japanese Joshi wrestlers, even the male wrestlers, like they have a youthfulness to them, no matter how old they are. They just like have really like clear skin without wrinkles, and you can't tell just looking at them how old they are. And so it makes them look really young, and I don't like that. I'm too aware of the world. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's really bad too because or like it's bad in a sense. It's not inherently bad, but there's also this tendency for some fans to like really infantilize them in a way. Like it's just these silly little wrestlers. I don't know. It's kind of weird. That's what happens to Natsupoi a lot actually, because she like plays herself as well as like this little bit of a klutzy person Like the common joke is that she has only one brain cell because she's constantly getting lost and stuff, and plays herself as like this little kind of idiot. But I think that's all just her character, right? But a lot of people take that for like her real personality and like.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, I grew up in fandom. Like, I'm definitely too young. Was online on like LiveJournal, and then Tumblr I started in high school. But I grew up in fandom, and I grew up in like sane fandom that understands that actors and characters are separate. And so I already feel like I have practice where it's a little bit harder in wrestling because so many, like, a lot of wrestlers use their real names, and the line is more blurred, but I'm still like, yeah, I don't know the person. I don't know the actual physical person that is going to walk down the street once this show is over. But I know the character, and I can say whatever I want, or like extrapolate whatever I want about the character and their motivations, because that is a fictional person.
Yeah, no, that should be a given. You'd think, right?
You'd think, but it's, people are so weird, and some people don't think of other people as fully realized people.
Yeah, I try to stay out of that myself. I know a lot of Joshi fans that are like normal, and I try to stay in that like circle.
Yeah.
I've never really been confronted with any of the real creepy stuff either. I stay away from that completely. I try to curate my
and then I'm sure those
well,
people also keep it a little quiet because it's so close to stuff that is literally illegal.
Oh yeah.
So unfortunately, creeps know how to be creepy but not get caught too often.
That's true, yeah.
I don't want to be perceived by the wrestling community, and by that I mean the bad side of the wrestling community.
I totally understand that.
I have a couple of things that I wanted to like mention I really love about Stardom, and then like I think Japanese wrestling in general compared to American wrestling.
Oh please. Yeah.
So this match in particular, I forgot the ref was there. I completely forgot there was a ref. And then a couple times, I think maybe during the near pinfalls, he popped up, and I'm like, oh, he blended into the background, and I'm so used to seeing the like white and black stripes as the wrestlers like kind of like jumping along, following the wrestlers in the ring the whole time. And I've seen so many times where like the refs like have to jump out of the way to not get run into while the wrestlers are doing their stuff. I don't know where this ref was most of the time. I think when I noticed it was at one point, I think it must have been a near fall, and he like also kind of fell over when somebody kicked out. And then I was like, oh, he's here too. But I was really impressed that he was there, but not in the way.
Right. Never looked at it like that, but you're kind of right. Yeah.
It surprised me. Yeah.
They don't really play a role in the match like they often do in American wrestling, right?
And like I don't hate it with American wrestling. I really like when Aubrey's reffing and she'll make faces at like some spots that she looks like hurt. She'll like cringe, but it was really nice to just focus on the two wrestlers being really good at what they were doing.
Right.
And then the other thing I wanted to mention, I've seen it in like I've watched a couple of Tokyo Joshi Pro matches, and then I've seen some New Japan. I like how the like younger rookie wrestlers are the ring crew, and they're like constantly going around, and like if there's no barricades, they'll like shield the crowd from jumps, or they'll go to help catch somebody who's jumping out of the ring. I think that's very fun. I like that you get to see all the younger wrestlers who might not have big matches. It feels like it's a better sense of community to me almost, where it's like, yeah, they're all helping each other out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's also like a really good thing to, like, they learn a lot because they're constantly there, the rookies. I think that's something that's missing from like a lot of the American promotions too, like that Stardom or New Japan does. It's just like having the rookies around at all times and giving them something to do, giving them matches every time, having them wrestle on every show. Because like when you have like 9 or 10 shows a month and the rookies always do like a 5 or 10 minute match on that, then they grow really quickly, right? And if you have like AW, it's like you have TV wrestling. People can't always like learn on the job like that. It has to be ready for TV basically, and so they don't really have the chance. They could do a lot more dark matches, I think, for the younger people or the less experienced wrestlers.
Pour a shot out for AEW Dark.
Yeah, that was good. That was really they needed that, and I think with Dark still like AW wrestlers had like half the amount of matches that like a normal Japanese promotion has. So that's why people just learn quicker, I think, in Japan.
That's why excursions
are good, I guess. Yeah. Did you have anything else though about the match, or?
I think that's everything I had.
Any closing thoughts though?
Oh, such a good match. I generally don't go back and rewatch matches myself, but this is one that I might go back and rewatch because they're so fast and so strong and so mean to each other. They hit real hard, I can tell.
They do. I've watched this entirely too many times since it's happened, honestly. Yeah, no, was lovely to have you on as a guest. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for taking the time and watching the match.
Thank you for showing me the match.
Oh, no problem. Problem at all. I love doing this. And yeah, this was the second episode of Joshi'ing Around. And bye, I guess.
Bye.